I'm making a case on treason, which I have never made before that I can remember.
Yeah, kind of a big deal. You usually very much stay away from this sort of thing. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'm interested to see where this goes.
So let me pick up on what we have seen, because we have watched those in power twist the rule of law into a weapon against the innocent while shielding the guilty over and over and over again. The Biden laptop, innocent whistleblowers who just told the truth, destroyed by our FBI and DOJ, only to find out later that those whistleblowers were correct, that the FBI and DOJ had known those things were true for years. But it didn't matter to them. It protected their power. We've seen medical professionals now not just run what I believe is the largest medical experiment at scale, and a scale that Mengele would have never imagined, and force the twisted cures after creating the curse of COVID, all in the name of their God, money and power. But those same trusted medical professionals then committed treason, I believe, against the most sacred and the precious among us, our children. They began to butcher and mutilate children under the banner of progress. Prosecutors have targeted parents who dare protect their children, and bureaucrats amass wealth and influence by selling you out. Now, when it comes to the Epstein files, the tapes, the documents, the proof of evil locked away, not to protect justice, but to protect the powerful. That's not incompetence. That is not negligence. This is a calculated assault on everything that we hold dear. I have always said, when you negotiate or when you are serious about something, never, ever threaten. Make promises. So this is a promise, not a threat. This is a certainty. Those in the deep state should understand things have changed. The American people are waking up, and every day more eyes are open, more voices will rise and join the voices of those who are awake. More hearts burn with the realization that this cannot stand. And this administration, this clear-eyed, resolute administration, is unlike anything I have, and I think most people have seen in their lifetime. They will not and must not play the games of the past. They will not and cannot negotiate with those who barter our future for their own gain. They will and must not look away from the crimes of people, the powerful people that are protected by a corrupt division or agents of the FBI. They will and they must end the game that this country has been playing for the powerful and the elites, not on some levels, but on every single level. It must come to an end.
A lot of people don't know that I'm a painter, and I gave up painting because of demoralizing pain in my hands. I was losing hope. If pain keeps you from really living, I urge you to do what I did. Try Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free supplement developed by doctors. It's safe to take every day, and it has helped me and so many others. You can try their 3-week quick start right now, $19.95 at relieffactor.com.
So, I believe, based on, well, if I were president, based on what we've seen with the FBI, just on this, let alone all the other things we've seen just in the last week, that today, because there was an 8 a.m. deadline, or perhaps this weekend, you should see the first steps, the arrests at the highest echelons of the FBI and DOJ, not out of spite, but out of duty. These people should be perp walked if this is true. Handcuffs on those who think that they are untouchable, not as vengeance, but as justice. The rule of law and the Constitution demands it. The Constitution itself requires it. And I think we, the people, deserve it. And if it doesn't happen when our FBI is in open rebellion, then Come next week, we need to demand why. Why isn't this happening? If they're in open rebellion, why haven't you shut that office down? And listen, if you are one of those people who have chosen the path of defiance, hear my promise to you clearly. You continue down this road at your own peril. Times have changed. You are not the rulers of this country. You are its servants. The country doesn't belong to you. It belongs to us, all of us, both Republican, Democrat, and yes, even those smart enough to lead the way away from those two imposters and become independent, beholden only to the truth and to the Constitution and her people. This people, we the people, the first in human history, created a constitution that you swore to uphold, not to subvert. You've mistaken your positions for power, your influence for invincibility. But the tide has turned. The American spirit, no matter what you did to it, battered, beat it up, it's not unbroken. In fact, it is rising to meet you, and this time, because it knows exactly the evil it's dealing with, especially if you are covering the crimes of sex with minors, we understand that is evil. This administration, backed by the will of the majority of those who voted, will not flinch. You think Donald Trump's going to flinch? You think Donald Trump's afraid of you? Donald Trump will act legally, constitutionally, but decisively to restore what you seek to dismantle. Imagine this. Evidence goes missing all of a sudden. Tapes vanish. Files are shredded. What happens? What happens? Do you think this president does nothing? If that happens, this president has every right and, in fact, the duty to demand accountability and then put those people up for trial. But I believe, for the first time in my life, I believe that trial should be a trial of treason. If it is proven that you aided and abetted the worst of humanity, that you shielded those who preyed on the defenseless, betrayed your oath for either your personal gain or for someone else's elite privileges, then treason isn't just a word. Treason is a charge. And the courts, not the mobs, not the machines, will weigh the evidence. 2 witnesses, an overt act, that's the bar. Cross it, and the consequences are yours, and yours alone. No one should interpret anything I've said as trying to create fear. I've been very careful on what I've said because this is about clarity. Evil must be stopped, and you don't stop it with chaos or mobs. You stop it with constitutional order. You don't do it with vigilantes. You do it with the law, the Bill of Rights, the constitutions, the principles of liberty. They're not suggestions. They're the bedrock of our nation. And for those people who wage private wars, split off from the chain of command, think that your little office in New York can get away with defying the president, the DOJ, and the head office of the FBI, you are mistaken. You can't defy the president and attorney general. And if you do, you have made yourself a domestic enemy of that constitutional order. To those who understand their oaths, soldiers, lawmen, citizens, our duty is clear. Act within the law, uphold the Constitution, and let justice flow like a river. If it's an unlawful, unconstitutional order in America, you are encouraged. In fact, you are charged with the duty to stand against it. But hiding or, God forbid, destroying evidence of crimes this heinous is not just unconstitutional. It is a crime against nature and nature's God. The safety of our children is not your bargaining chip. Where the rule of law isn't a privilege for the connected, where the government answers to the people, not the other way around. That was an idea. That was an experiment. That was a dream. It's not a dream. It's reality. And we're never there perfectly. But the more awake we become, the better we get. To the statist, to the revolutionaries, to the criminals who have forgotten their place, you will feel the full weight of your actions, because this administration is not about social justice. This administration is about equal justice. And it's not because we seek your destruction or because we disagree with you politically. It's because we demand our country's survival. You had your turn. You had your time to run the country as if it were yours, but it never was yours. It is ours to protect and ours to reclaim. So here's the promise that I think the president has already made, but I'm hoping that we're going to see it in action in very bold ways here in the next few days. This ends now. The game is over. The American people, guided by a resolute administration, will constitutionally see justice done. Not with malice, with resolve. Not with excess, but with precision. If arrests come, if charges follow, if treason is named, it's not going to be a spectacle. It is going to be a reckoning. A reminder that liberty isn't free. Oaths are not optional. That betrayal has a price. For those of you who are thinking about, you know what, I'm going to stand, just know this. You should turn back now or face what's coming. The choice is yours. The outcome is inevitable. This ship will right itself. We will protect our children. We will restore the republic. And we're going to do it together, both Republicans, independents, and Democrats. We will do it constitutionally. We will do it legally. But we will do it unflinchingly. The dawn has come. It is a new day for America. Those who oppose the Constitution or violate their oath, your day is coming soon.